You're listening to Driving Law, a podcast by Kyla Lee about all things related to the rules of the road.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Driving Law. I'm Kyla Lee at Acumen Law, and with me, my co-host, Paul Doroshenko. Still not.
Batting away mosquitoes. Still not with you.
No.
This spot I was at last week, Thursday last week, I had a confrontation with a black bear just over here, and shook me up. I didn't want to leave the cabin for a day after that.
Yeah, you told us about it on the podcast last week.
Did I?
Yeah.
I guess that's how much you shook me up.
Apparently. Speaking
You're
of...
pretty blurry. Is your camera blurry there? Or?
I've got portrait lighting on. I can turn it off.
No, you do your thing.
There you go.
You appear to be back at your parents' house.
I am picking up Wrigley. I just spent the week in Williams Lake doing a trial, as I do every day of my life, it seems.
Well, not today.
No.
Just hearings and pretrial conferences and all of those other things that you do.
All those other things. Well, I would have had a trial today, but I managed to resolve it at the last second. And then I would have had two trials today. One in Abbotsford and one in Poco.
There's a black bear.
Oh, you better go.
Right across the river.
Oh, on the other side of the river, you're okay.
Yeah, but he's like making a lot of noise over there.
I can't see it or hear it.
I can hear it. And I did just see him.
Well, do you have bear spray or a firearm or...
I don't have anything. But I'll just keep listening, watching over there.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of shakeups, big shakeup on liquor.
Big shakeup on liquor. I was interviewed yesterday for the CBC National with Chris Brown, but I can't find it anywhere online. I couldn't see it on the National. My mom was watching for it. She couldn't find it, but apparently people did see it because we've gotten all these messages at the distillery.
Well, that's good.
So I don't know how I did from the porch of the cabin.
You must have done well because people are messaging you.
Anyway, I put my shirt in the freezer, cool it enough because it was so hot there.
I was thinking about the return of American liquor, and there were a couple things that I thought. Number one, people shouldn't be buying it. Like, just because it's back doesn't mean you have to buy it or that you should. I mean, we got bullied into this. I don't think, do we really want to support the bullies?
True.
Number two, I'm making a prediction now, like Mo does when we do Sipbox Social.
Yeah.
My prediction is that it's going to take about a month for the actual liquor to get brought in and distributed and out on the shelves. But in about a month's time, we will see a surge in impaired driving.
Probably. So my timeline is that I know a lot of that liquor has been sitting in the warehouse. And so I think they will distribute it to their own BC liquor locations, not the private liquor stores right away. I don't think the private liquor stores will be in any rush to get American liquor back. Much of the American liquor is already back. They ship it to Montreal in 1,000-liter totes. They add water to it. They put it in a bottle. They put a maple leaf on the back like we've seen with Sourpuss, and they're back on the shelf. And people cheer this on like it's doing something for our economy. No, it's not doing anything for our economy. It's just American corporations don't want to see their loss of their steady stream of Canadian money going back to the U.S. But we also have already Canada washed American liquor. 1908 Empress, you know, and I know it used to be owned by a distillery in Sydney that was sold to a company in Texas. All of these Canadians think that they're doing some patriotic thing by buying Empress gin. They're buying a lot of food coloring and sending money right back to Texas. Will we see impaired driving go up? Some of the people who are really irresponsible impaired drivers are people who are more conservative, who probably are looking forward to that American product, maybe.
Okay.
So
that's your prediction.
You might be right. I don't know that you're right, but you might be right. We'll see.
Okay.
I don't see my bear anymore. He's on the other side of the river, but the river's not that wide. He's not crossing the river to come eat me.
You would hear a bear.
I think it's the same bear.
I'm
Well, he
sure
was
it is.
crashing through the woods and did find some bear scat right over here.
Anyway, let's talk about some like actual driving law. I thought of an interesting question. I don't know if you heard this, and in honor of both of us having had recent reasons to visit the lovely city of Prince George, myself for court and you for, I don't know, distillery things, I think. Um, I mean,
We are now in every private liquor store in Prince George. If we not there yet, then they've placed an order and we're waiting to deliver. So
Prince George Casino hates to see me coming. Um, actually they loved me there. Um, the Prince George had a real tragedy this week.
yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
It was a very busy week in Prince George because I'm close enough to Prince George right now that I'm getting all the Prince George news in my TikTok. And yeah,
Well,
it's not,
I was in Williams Lake, which is not so far from Prince George either. It's like 2 hours.
yeah, you also flew on a beach aircraft, and that was a beach aircraft. So beach aircraft had to make an emergency landing on a fairly busy road in Prince George.
Yeah. So this was, I think it was like I saw some footage on TikTok from people inside the plane.
Yeah.
So I think it was like one of those work flights where people would get transported up to a camp. Because it looked like a bunch of blue collary guys inside there. And it
That
was like
seems reasonable
it
conclusion.
wasn't it wasn't like set up like the beach plane that I flew on yesterday. It was more like a private plane setup.
Yeah.
Oh God, do you really want to fly your private plane? Is the commuter coffin?
Well, you were in the Beach 1900D commuter coffin, but the commuter coffin holds its reputation for accidents that happened in the States during snowstorms mostly. So I think you're pretty safe at this time of the year. But again, it was another beach aircraft. But I mean, there's been some interesting video on it, but I don't know the full story. There was one death, is that right? And I think that was somebody on the ground.
Yes. So the plane had to make an emergency landing. It landed on a highway, on Foothills Boulevard, and it hit a car in the course of its landing, unfortunately, and a person inside the vehicle was killed. Um, So I thought we'd talk about a little bit of the legal issues here because there's all sorts of interesting things, right? You have driving, right? There's an accident in a car. Somebody's dead in a car. It's on a highway. Who investigates this? Is it if you look at the footage from the accident scene, there's the RCMP there. Are they the ones investigating whether a criminal offense took place? Are they the ones that are, doing a possible impaired or dangerous operation investigations? Or is it some other agency? And
Well,
why?
there was somebody from the RCMP was being interviewed as it was like still a live scene, and they were at one end of the road. And RCMP officer, she gave a really good interview, but she said, "Look, we're waiting to figure out what agencies have to investigate this. Transportation Safety Board, basically, this has just happened.
Yeah.
We're dealing with the immediate consequences of it, and then we're going to have to sort it out." And one's wondering if there's going to be a crash analysis done for some reason. You are a pilot of a plane looking for a space to make an emergency landing. You got a whole lot of leeway there. Nobody's going to fault you for landing on a road, saving most of the people in the plane, and sadly, somebody dying in a collision with the aircraft at the same time. Um, but terrible for that pilot to have been in this situation and be able to pull it all off except for one death.
Is that true though? I thought the pilots were supposed to preserve lives on the ground above lives in the plane.
Hmm.
That was my understanding. I mean, we could ask our pilot friends. We could ask John Collins, previous podcast guest, and
He
we
was
could
a
have
pilot.
Scott Wonder, who's an aviation law expert.
Also previous guest. Yeah, you could. I would think that, this was a decision that was probably assuming would be able to save everybody on the airplane and not cause a death on the ground. So it's not a circumstance like where you're gonna crash land your helicopter in a schoolyard during recess or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a different decision. I think the decision here is quite likely, I've got to land this plane. I think I can do it. Hopefully these cars are able to get around me, and I will do what I can to try and avoid the cars.
Yeah. So here's what I understand from this to answer the RCMP officer's question as well as my rhetorical question, setting up my giving of the answer.
Okay.
Which is, it depends on what is being investigated, who investigates it, and there could be parallel investigations done by 3 separate agencies. So you have the TSB, obviously, they're gonna look for, like, the cause and safety issues. That's what they're looking at. How did the accident happen, and was there a safety, issue that can be addressed in the future? And then you have Transport Canada that comes in, and they have their own investigators who investigate whether there's any violations of the Aeronautics Act or the Aeronautics Act regulations. And then you have the RCMP, who will investigate whether there was dangerous operation of a conveyance, or any other sort of criminal code violations.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. 3
There's
agencies
there's your
done
answer.
yeah. The other thing, though, that this accident got me thinking, and this is one that I have less of a certain answer about than this one, which is pretty certain because it's all set out by statute. Um, the people in the car, right, like the injured and deceased family of the deceased, I guess, um, can they sue?
Well, that is an interesting ICBC question because, of course, I mean, you might have the answer now, but ICBC's rules were changed such that you couldn't sue if it was somebody else in a car, somebody else with ICBC insurance. So I guess that's what you're getting at, is that it's a completely different scheme, and somewhere out there there's a personal injury lawyer wanting that file because there's going to be an insurer for that airplane.
Yeah, so my understanding, and I asked Brandon of our office about this, um, is there is a general prohibition on bringing a lawsuit in British Columbia for injuries caused by a motor vehicle accident. And the or caused by a vehicle accident, sorry, under the Insurance Vehicle uh, Act and its regulations. But
An aircraft isn't a vehicle.
an aircraft is not a vehicle. The definition of vehicle in the Insurance Vehicle Act means a motor vehicle.
Yep.
So a plane is not a vehicle. So then the question really is going to become causation. Did the plane and the landing of the plane cause this? Or perhaps was there negligence on the part of the driver? Did the police try and block off the road in advance and the driver went around them? Did the driver see the plane and not take an evasive maneuver to avoid getting injured or to stop in time? I mean, it's not like you wouldn't notice a big plane landing on top of you,
Oh,
presumably,
he was on his cell phone. He might not notice it.
right? So who is the cause? I
Mm.
think there would be a very interesting issue here potentially to be litigated that you can't bring a lawsuit if blame can be assigned to the driver.
To the motorist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you got to be paying attention to what's going on down the road, but how much attention do you have to be paying to what's in the sky? Depends on how the collision took place. I guess we'll have to wait and see how the
I don't
collision
know,
took place. I mean, you're speculating about possible theories, and I know that's what you do.
but I
It's
love to do.
I know it's part of the exercise of your brain.
Um, I but also, like, I'm sorry, you don't drive around and when you see planes, you kinda keep an eye on them to make sure they're not gonna come down onto the road?
Well, it depends where my visor is. If my sun visor's down and there's an airplane there, and all of a sudden it's on the road in front of me, that'd be different than if I saw it like up in the sky.
There have been enough crashes of planes on highways that if I see a plane, I'm making sure it's not coming on the highway.
There's a bunch of things that we know that we didn't know when I was young, when I was a kid, because we didn't have ubiquitous video everywhere. And so if you're basically under 30, you probably wouldn't know this. We didn't know that ball lightning was a thing. We thought, people had reported it, but nobody believed it. People said they saw it. There was speculation about it. Now there's so much ball lightning video out there. Seems likely there's ball lightning. We didn't know that moose and deer attacked people as often as they do. And as a result of the fact that we have video, we know now that if you see a moose, a deer, a caribou, and certainly bison you should have avoided before, don't get near them. Stay away from them because they can attack you. And deer can be, I don't know what that was on my deer. Oh, it's a June bug. Jeez, damn it. I hate June bugs. So big and scary. Anyway, they can bite you too. We have it on video. So this is one of those things that we didn't have before, which was airplanes landing on roads. And I don't remember it being something when I was a kid, probably because there wasn't video of it. Now there's video of these things. I mean, guaranteed there's going to be somebody with some um, dash cam footage of this airplane coming in.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Apparently it happens more often than we thought. Again, because we have video now, just like ball lightning.
Well,
And,
yeah.
but where's the Sasquatch?
The Sasquatch is very elusive, Paul. You know that?
Well, he's apparently in places where people's cell phones don't work. Their batteries have already run out.
Maybe he has something about him that interferes with cell phones.
Could be alien. Anyway, I've been watching him for years. I'm not far from one of the major sightings, the Micah mine. But I don't see him right now. That could have been him in the bush, actually.
Could have been.
Really?
Not a bear. It's a Sasquatch. I couldn't see quality video, so I'll never know. I can't dispute you. All right. Let's talk about our ridiculous driver of the week. This
There's
one.
many to choose from this week.
Oh, come on. There was a clear winner, in my opinion.
All right. Well, I don't know what your clear winner is, so let's see.
Okay, so this was, what you don't know because you've been away for several weeks, is I have been waking up early every morning to watch the Lindsay Clancy trial in the United States.
Yes.
Very sad case. But people say the lawyer is a bit of a legend. I don't know that I'm that impressed by him, but they do things differently in the US. So, what I would be looking for as signs of, a quality cross-examination and argument is probably not what you would do in front of an American jury, as I've learned.
I think he's got the evidence out. What shocked me was how, and I'll just say it, incompetent I think the prosecutors were.
Unethical.
Unethical and incompetent.
Well, if we're going to talk about Lindsay Clancy, then I'll say this. You would never, as a prosecutor in Canada, if you wore those little American Girl doll bows in your hair and you told the jury in your opening that you were doing that to honor the children, mistrial. That would be a mistrial instantaneously. If you
Absolutely. The judge would also probably have to feel obligated to report you to the senior prosecutor.
Jeez, yeah. What else did they do? Oh, they brought onesies and held them up while they were giving their opening. Mistrial. That would be
Absolutely.
unacceptable. And then the worst thing I thought was they made this poor woman, like nobody disputes that she killed her kids. That's an accepted fact at trial. She made that poor woman sit through all the autopsy photos, detailed testimony from the coroner about how these children died.
Yeah.
And like,
That's not no interest in getting to the legal truth of the matter here.
There's one legal issue this jury is determining, whether she was of sound mind.
Yep.
The children are dead. We all know that. It's accepted. If you were to do that, that would, like, in Canada, I would stand up. If you were my client, I would say, I'm sorry. The prejudicial effect of this outweighs any probative value. It's an admitted fact. And the judge would be like, yeah, I don't see any reason why I need to listen to this awful testimony.
Yep. Yeah. No, that was necessary.
No.
It was just gross. It was gross.
Yeah. Anyway, I think they're unethical. Base. And anyway, sorry. So I've been watching the Lindsay Clancy trial, but one day it ended very abruptly, unexpectedly, and it cut to live footage of a high-speed chase in Los Angeles, California.
Oh, this one. Okay, yeah, this is the winner.
And it was a guy on a dirt bike being chased by the police. I don't know why. Like, I get in the middle of this, incident in progress, but partway through the chase, like, he managed to lose the police, like, get a good deal of distance between himself and the police. And he pulls over at a Chevron and fills his tank.
Manages to get his, swipe his card or whatever. Wasn't stealing the gas. He
No.
was
Paid
prepaying
for the gas.
beforehand. Drove
One crime
away.
he won't commit.
Drove away with the hose.
Yeah.
Dropped it. Then continues on. He's on his phone the entire time. He's on his phone. He's on a motorcycle on his phone,
Call.
making calls. Next thing you see, he's driving through a field. He picks up a 4-gallon like milk jug. And apparently it's got gas in it. Somebody's left it there for him.
Nice.
But,
It's probably was texting while he's driving at, like, 150
continues on.
kilometers an hour on his motorcycle.
Continues on. Ultimately, he was caught. I expected him to do what the smart people do on these high-speed chases in California, and that is go into a parking garage somewhere, like a big public parking garage downtown,
Yeah.
and then escape from there. But yeah, he got caught, and he's a bit of a hero.
Yeah, I loved
And
him.
certainly ridiculous driver.
Yeah, I mean, the number of offenses, right? Like, using an electronic device while driving, speeding, driving on the wrong side of the roadway, wrong way down a one-way street, dangerous operation, flight from police.
I think that's all captured there. Yeah.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, it was perfect. I wonder who his friend was that, like, left him the gas in the jug.
Well, you wonder if his friend knew what was going on.
Like,
I
oh,
mean,
buddy,
will they try and catch the friend as a co-conspirator?
Okay.
I would imagine they will try to do that if they can figure out who it was, and of course they'll have his cell phone, so they could probably see who he was calling.
I also kind of loved, like, the way he was using his phone. It wasn't like he was just holding up to his ear normally. He was doing the pancake.
Yeah, he was like casually doing it. Well, the pizza is what the police call it. The pancake is what I call it. I don't know why. But yeah, he was doing the whole his phone like, yeah, I'm just I'm out driving, out for a drive.
Yeah, we're
Target.
running out of gas.
Something's going on. I think the police are following me. Can you just leave a 4 liter, a gallon jug, 4 liter jug of milk, but filled with gas in this field for me so I can stop and fill up? Because I just stopped at Chevron and I only got about a half a tank before I had to speed away. Yeah, you wonder about the conversation.
Is that why our milk in Canada, 4 liters of milk comes in a bag instead of a jug?
Comes in a jug. You just don't drink milk. You wouldn't know.
I know it's in jug. I was being silly.
In Ontario, though, I think they still have it in a bag.
They still have it in bags here sometimes.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. They
We
were
had
called
bag.
they're called pouch packs when I was a kid.
Yeah, we had bag milk when I was a kid.
Anyway, milk in a bag.
Yeah.
One of those things that makes us distinctly and specifically Canadian.
Well, there you go. That's our podcast.
Nice to talk to you. See you back in the office next week.
All right. And if you have a driving law related issue or you were involved in a high-speed milk jug gasoline chase in Canada, you can give us a call at 604-685-8889 or find us online at vancouvercriminallaw.com and tune in next week for another exciting episode of Driving Law.